welcome to another episode of The Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Molly Osborne.
Hi, I'm Austin.
I'm Amber Miller.
And today we're talking about 1981's For Your Height Only.
Weng Weng!
Just winging it.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
What is it, knockers? I don't know.
Spooky ain't got no real rhythm.
We're
gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love funny games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
How the hell would women live? I'm horny. And maybe Daddy would have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
It's for jacking off.
Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed.
So the only original bin member on this episode is me, Mike.
Yeah.
And we have fan favorites Molly and Amber back.
Yay.
And Austin.
Hi there.
How'd you end up on this show?
Well, I was hitchhiking down the interstate.
We just found you outside and said, hey, you want to watch a movie about a mini James Bond?
It's an offer I couldn't refuse.
Hey. No, so Mr. Crown has flown you two down from the Bay Area once again on a private jet. But here's the thing, is that this time he knew you were watching For Your Height Only, which is a Weng Weng movie.
True.
Is, Filipino's smallest movie star. The world's smallest movie star. And apparently he put you into a... I guess you lived in a basement for the past 3 nights.
Yeah, it was like for his size only.
Oh, well, do you guys hear that phone ringing?
Oh.
I don't know. Molly, can you go ahead and answer that?
Hello?
Hello? I'm good to see you back here at the bin, Amber. How was the flight?
It was fine, Mr. Crown.
Yes, how was your accommodations? I thought it would be fitting that you'd live in a Weng Weng-sized apartment for the next 3 days. Did it get you in the mood to record the episode?
Sure. There was cats.
And the height of the ceiling is about, what, 6 feet?
No, it's about a 5'7". I got a concussion this morning, so...
Well, now you know what it's like. You know, Weng Weng, he needs accommodations, and everybody lives in a world not built for him, so I thought it would be fitting if you lived in a world built for him for 3 days.
Okay, Mr. Crown, do you have a point on being here? Or...
Hello, Mike. I'm introducing the biggest star from Filipino cinema, Weng Weng.
Weng Weng.
Yes.
He's made a few movies, hasn't he?
Yes, and he was a big star until he disappeared and nobody'd ever heard from him again. But for about 5 years, everybody couldn't get enough of that little man. And then kind of like, he was like the original Vern Troyer, you know, the original Mini-Me. He would go around, he'd be like doing some sort of stunt show with his mininess, and then everybody got sick of it.
Oh, that's great. So do you have anything else to add, or...?
Fuck you.
Okay, well, he's hung up. So, guys, we're talking about Weng Weng today in a movie For Your Height Only. Now, why does it not have the O in it? Is it because he's Agent 00?
I honestly thought it was because we watched it on YouTube and they spelled it that way so copyrights couldn't find it.
No, it is actually, the name is
But it's actually
For
spelled that way.
Y''UR.
Maybe it's like some sort of Tagalog pun that we don't understand.
Yeah, we don't get it. But apparently that's what it's called. So, For Your Height Only. Weng Weng, let's start with him today. We usually talk about the director. We're only going minimal background today because Weng Weng, he's the reason we're here.
You're keeping it short.
Oh, boy. So we see that, as we say on the bin, that shopping cart rolled by. Not a laugh in sight. Weng Weng plays Agent 00 in this movie. He was a 2'9" tall movie star. He's the shortest man to ever star in a movie. Vern Troyer was actually 1 inch shorter than Weng Weng, but he never starred in a movie.
Oh.
So Weng Weng...
What about a sex tape?
I hope Weng Weng didn't have a sex tape.
I hope he did. That was the thing that was missing from this movie.
Vern Troyer had a sex tape, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
so
God.
That's what he beat Weng Weng at.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately...
He beat Weng Weng at his own game.
He did.
Wang, wang.
But who had the smallest wing?
We'll never know because the movie didn't have any sex scenes.
Yeah, Molly kept saying... As we're watching this movie together tonight, Molly kept saying, get it to Weng Weng.
Well, he was like
You saw
supposed to be so smooth with the ladies.
You saw him take his shirt off, though, and his nipples were, like, bigger than his
That's
face.
true. That's true.
They were.
Unfortunately, Weng Weng passed away in 1992. He was only 34. So this movie was 1981. They probably filmed it in 1980, I'm assuming, or maybe earlier.
So I still have luck in my career as a person.
What, to be a Weng Weng sized movie star
Yep.
is what you're saying?
For sure.
Yeah. He's in his early 20s when he made this? He didn't look like it, but
Yeah, but relative to the span of his entire life, he was old.
he was an old man when he's in this movie.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, he was like middle-aged, I guess. So from his IMDb bio, I'm going to read you a few things by a man named Andrew Leavold, who has directed a movie about Weng Weng. He made a documentary called The Search for Weng Weng.
In Weng We Trust.
I thought it was, I was going to hope for In Weng We Trust. Maybe that's the byline.
The Search for Weng Weng, which apparently took him years to film, and he did 40 interviews plus and did all sorts of research because Weng Weng was like an international sensation, and then nobody knows what the hell happened to him, and like everything he did was just kind of gone one day. In 1981, the Manila International Film Festival was where he made his debut. They were going to showcase Filipino culture, and the big movie, to quote everyone's horror, was A Midget Spy. Like, they're like, here it is, the Filipino culture for everybody. And then they start a movie with a mini James Bond.
Did they have dwarf tossing at the film festival?
That was also why everybody was so horrified.
Yeah. It was directly into the audience.
Did they have a Wang-themed cocktail?
I'm sure they did, right?
A Weng Weng?
A Wang tail.
The Wang Bang?
A Wang Teeny. Oh, Wang Teeny.
Yeah.
You know, because he's James Bond. So he became the most famous Filipino celebrity of his generation.
Whoa,
Dirty
until Manny
Wang Teeny.
Pacquiao.
Yes, he was the original Pacquiao,
Yeah.
just in a smaller package. He was
Manny.
Mini Pacquiao.
Mini Pacquiao. There's just brace yourself, audience. There's going to be a
lot of puns.
whole hour of this. So, inside and outside the Philippines, he was the jewel of the Philippines, Mini Pacquiao, Weng Weng. Yes, less than 30 years later, however, Weng Weng, all but forgotten. So, like, finding anything about him in the Philippines is tough because he just sort of disappeared. He made a few movies. The profits kind of went downhill because the gimmick was up. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a guy who's 2'9" and
He was kind of the opposite of like a Van Gogh, where, where he achieved fame during his lifetime.
yeah. And then people were like,
And then people forgot about him after he was already gone.
Yeah. He found himself no longer the flavor of the month, and he was without a film career. And according to his brother, his family was super poor before they became famous, and still poor after he was famous.
Oh.
He didn't get paid a ton of money. But for some reason, General Ramos, who I don't know who that is, they just say that. I assume he's just the general of the Philippines, I guess, decided to put Weng Weng through paratrooper training.
Yes.
This is real. And then he was given a agent badge and was sent on infiltration missions.
Whoa, he was a real secret agent?
Apparently, this is what it says.
So this was a documentary.
Yes, this is in the Search for Weng Weng documentary. He talks about this, where his size would be used for his for maximum advantage.
Yes, we saw that. This was a documentary.
He did his own stunts, right?
Yeah, and so apparently,
Not all of them.
the last thing anybody remembered him doing was by the mid '80s. He was just patrolling the airport, and he had a
Like
welcome.
checking, like to see if people were bringing fruit
No,
to
he
the
was
wrong-
yeah.
to a foreign country.
Service animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you open that
Emotional
back, ma'am?
service animals.
No, he just was patrolling around the airport and basically like going, "Hey, welcome to the Philippines." And people were like, "Weren't you that?" Unfortunately,
Weren't you on Fantasy Island?
yeah, not the same guy.
Why
but-
is this child searching me?
Unfortunately, he still lived in his family home. He continued to drink very heavily. He gained weight.
Which means he had like one shot of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Half a
He
beer.
developed severe hypertension.
Oh, no.
and,
Weng Weng.
After a severe reaction to eating crab meat, apparently.
Just like me.
Yeah, just like you, Molly.
Weng Weng and I have so much in common.
Well, hopefully not, because his health declined and He died of heart failure, and he was only
Weng.
just short of his 35th birthday.
Weng
So,
Weng.
Short.
yeah. Just short of his 35th birthday.
Oh no.
So the only other person I'm going to mention is Eddie Neikart, who's the director. He was an actor before this, and then he went into directing. He had 64 credits as an actor. A lot of stuntman, as you can tell, because this is just a movie full of stunts. There's no
Actual story.
no plot. They try,
No, they don't.
but they may not even tried. It may have been the ADR that was doing it.
Yeah.
Because none of it makes any sense.
No.
But he directed 15 movies. They made like another version of this movie called Agent 00, which
Oh.
was like, I think, the original
Did
version
that have the
of this.
sex scenes in it?
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a copy of it. I don't think anybody's ever seen it. So I thought IMDb mislabeled it, but I've read that no, it's a real movie. It's just apparently
It's
different.
just banned.
Yeah, it's banned.
For child pornography?
Yeah, this is some dark web stuff.
But this was his second movie he made. And then in 1982, he made another Weng Weng movie called The Wild Wild Weng.
Yes.
Wild Wild Weng.
Sounds like a Will Smith song.
Oh, man. If only he was
Why
alive.
didn't we watch that one? Oh my god.
Weng Gone Wild.
Here's the description. The diminutive Mr. Wang and his partner take on a gang of Mexican bandits and sinister ninjas
Whoa.
in California's 18th century.
So it's like Westworld.
So this
Yes.
is like
It's
Back
Wang
to the Future
World.
3.
Oh my God, you're right. It is. It's like Wang World.
Wang World.
Weng World. Weng World. Party time. Excellent.
Helped along by a tribe of native little people.
Oh my god.
They also team up with a local mute and rescue pretty girls from the local warlord. So it's Wang Wang and a bunch of little people, Native Americans, and a mute.
Getting some bitches.
It's a
Yeah.
pre-wang.
Getting some bitches, yeah, as Molly says. A pre-Wang. This film did have one sequel. It was called The Impossible Kid of Kung Fu. It was released in 1982. And they wanted to make a third one called License Expired. They
So is this going to be on the bin later this year?
Well, they didn't make the third one.
Been licensed to Wang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just put it in the closing credits of the second movie. They're like, "Stay tuned," and then it never happened.
Yeah, but aren't you going to have a sequel episode?
We do have summer sequel month, so it's a chance
I hope so.
that the sequel to Weng Weng.
Did they not have it because Weng Weng expired?
No. Well, he died 10 years later.
Oh, well, I don't know.
He was a young pup in his early 20s at this point.
Oh, okay.
So.
That was when he was only drinking like an eighth of a beer.
A shot of a beer.
Unfortunately, after that, they had a falling out, and he never worked with Weng Weng again. I'm not sure why, but
I like the idea of Weng Weng being a real dick in real life.
He gave Weng Weng the short end of the deal.
just an hour more, folks. An hour more. So we get into the movie, guys. So they don't even try and hide it. It just starts as a straight-up James Bond ripoff because it has, the iris. He shoots the camera. It even has rip-off James Bond music, as you've heard in the beginning of the episode. And it even has like a Bond song.
Sinabi kong minamahal kita. Sana'y maniwala ka sa akin, sinta.
Well, and a Bond girl.
They
A
do
few Bond girls.
Few Bond girls, yeah. This is like old school James Bond where he goes through multiple. So we get to, for some reason, the beginning of this movie has nothing to do with anything else. It's just
Not one scene in this movie has anything to do with the subsequent scenes.
It's like he's
Pretty
like on
much.
a roof carrying a gun that's bigger than him.
Yeah.
I don't know
like
why.
they've given him like an M4, like a
Right.
giant marine rifle, and he's running around. It's got like a scope on it and everything, and like a grenade launcher on the bottom. And he's running around roofs, and you're just worried like he's gonna trip.
It's interesting because, like, with a lot of amateur filmmaking, you see too much exposition where they just over-explain everything, and it's really boring.
But
In
this
that
movie
regard,
has no exposition.
it has none
There's
whatsoever.
None, the whole thing.
No, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Get to the action. Everybody's here
Get to the
to
end.
see the small man do the stunts.
They're not wrong.
Get the story
They're
out.
not wrong.
I know there was like a 2.5 hour cut for your ride only.
Yeah.
And when they brought it to America over at Crown International, he's like, no, get this shit out of here. Nobody wants the Weng Weng. There's not even a sex scene. It's a love scene. We don't want to watch him go on a picnic
But
with a
Mr.
lady.
Crown didn't have any boobs in the whole movie.
Yeah, he was upset about that. So
I was too.
Well, we saw
Weng Weng's boobs.
Yes. He had some impressive nips.
Bigger than his face.
they were very big nips for such a small man.
It's true.
It's true. It just ends. This beginning sequence ends with him just jumping off a roof, doing like a. I thought he was committing
I
suicide.
really like that part.
Yeah, he just does some sort of
just, like,
belly
off the
flop.
It's kind of like Batman.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, do you think if he hadn't expired,
Actually, this
there
is
would
where
have been?
Batman got it from.
Can you imagine if they made like a Weng Weng Batman, like a superhero Weng Weng style
Yeah.
one? That's what I want to see. Him in the cowl and the cape,
Yeah.
running around town on rooftops.
With
He-
some more like gadgets.
Yes, like he could.
Inspector Weng Weng.
Inspector Weng Weng, he could look like he could blend in as a gargoyle on top of buildings and stuff. You'd
Yeah.
never see him coming.
Imagine him like with that voice though.
I am the knight.
Yeah, so let's get into this whole movie is ADR'd, and they did not know what the fuck they were saying in America because none of this makes any sense. They're like doing type fives, like characters are doing one-liners and stuff. It was clear they knew what they had on their hands, and they're like, nobody's gonna watch this as a
They
serious.
took the wing.
Yeah. They're like, nobody's going to watch this as a serious movie. So just pepper in some jokes. And the jokes are just bizarre.
There were parts too though where it looked like the actors might have been speaking English and they still
Well-
I
dubbed it.
definitely agree with that.
We get
Yeah.
into Philippines productions. So the Philippines, where they would film all sorts of exploitation movies in the 70s and 80s because you could get away with whatever you wanted. There's no rules. There's no unions. There's no,
Mr.
requirements
Crown
for
loved it.
safety. Oh, they loved it.
Yeah.
Because you can make a movie for nothing and literally kill people and nobody would care.
Were there
They-
boobs everywhere?
Oh, of course. They'd be like, some stuntman died. They're like, just get another. It doesn't matter. There's no rules. But the thing is, they wouldn't record any audio because nobody in the Philippines is going to watch it. They're trying to market it to America. So they wouldn't even waste having a sound crew. They would just film everything. People would move their mouths. If you spoke English, whatever. Then they just ADR everything in different languages and send it out to different countries.
Did you notice though at some point that with the ADR that there's one of the obviously Filipino guys was talking like he's a black dude.
Yes, they
Like
have
from-
all sorts of nationalities for people, which is an interesting choice.
But then there was like actually a black dude randomly.
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't talk. So we'll get into this stuff, but the first thing we see is like some old doctor comes out from the airport and he goes, it's my first time in Manila. And then all of a sudden he's just captured by some Filipino gang member guys. They shoot the cab driver because they go, run. This is really cruel. Like, they're like, you're going to get away. And then they shoot you in the back. So they get this doctor back and they bring him into some sort of house where we're going to be. And there's a big, as I just put random guy, this is like the fancy shirt guy. And I don't know if his name is Mr. Kaiser or not because they keep saying Mr. Kaiser.
I lost track of who was who, to be honest.
I don't know
They're
a
like,
single character's name other than Weng Weng.
So let's just call this guy Fancy Shirt because
Fancy
he's
Shirt.
always got some sort of fancy
Wait, is
shirt
that the
on.
one with like the turtleneck?
Yes, he's always got like a fancy shirt on and a little bit of chest hair coming
Yeah,
out.
he's like the mob boss.
He's one of like 5 mob
He's like
bosses.
one of the
he's
sub-bosses.
Like the mean mob boss.
No, he's not the main one. The
No.
main
He's the mean one to me because he wears the biggest turtlenecks.
Because there's multiple points where there's like different gangs and different bosses and somehow
No, it's
they're all
the same.
connected.
It's all the same.
Fancy Shirt talks into, is I right? It's a mirror with a VCR below it, and they've shined a light in it, and apparently it's like a Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels ripoff, kind of.
But his name is Mr. Giant, and they're like, hey, Mr. Giant, we got this old doctor, and we're gonna get a bomb from him.
The N-bomb.
Yeah, the N bomb. So do they mean neutron bomb, or is it just the new?
Jesus.
Maybe some sort of PC thing.
They had like neutron's a bad word, so we're
Yeah.
call it an N bomb. So then we cut to Agent 00. My God, he's had quite the night. He wakes up in a pool, next to a pool with a robe on.
He's all wet.
He's all wet. He's got 2 ladies next to him. He's had a wild night. and his watch is just beeping.
Don't forget he's got a glass of Pepsi.
He does, so he always drinks some sort of Filipino Pepsi
Or Coke.
or Coke, whatever.
Mountain
you know.
Dew.
I feel
Yeah,
like
whatever's not roofied.
did they have some sort of drink they were trying to like get a sponsorship for?
All of them.
Just
Something
get
with
them all.
a lot of caffeine.
There was one
yeah,
point
he needed all the caffeine.
where you
He's
guys,
tiny.
yeah, he doesn't drink alcohol. He just drinks Cokes. And one time, Molly, you thought he was drinking Mountain Dew,
Yeah, I think he was.
and you thought that he might get a little too wired.
He needed it. Did you see him? Like, it's like
Yeah, that
spinach,
was the end of the movie.
You know?
It's just Popeye
It's
spinach.
Popeye spinach. He drinks
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, and then he gets amped, and then he kicks some groins.
Like a young man in his basement.
I drink all the Pepsi. It makes me so sexy.
So, Austin, you've done that voice. That is the voice they've given Weng Weng in this
Yeah.
movie. They've ADR'd him with a nasally. He does. He sounds like somebody from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It's the
He
weirdest
sounds
choice.
like the Lollipop Guild
Yeah.
for sure.
So he's supposed to be a badass, and he just goes, "Hi."
Why are they trying to kill you?
Yeah, but he doesn't speak very much. They even address that at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
doesn't
when
speak very
when he's getting all his gadgets.
Right, right.
So the first thing is like, so basically they say this is the whole plot. Okay, they've captured this doctor to get an N-bomb from him. Okay, and we'll never see this doctor again until 5 minutes before the movie ends. But for right now, they're like, okay, are we all clear? And then some guy in this room, a gang member, turns around and has a Speedy Gonzalez voice, which we're gonna play.
Oh, yeah.
And he just goes like,
Where is he, boss? And where's this Mr. Giant? Mr. Giant. I'd like to meet him. I mean, it's about time, ain't it?
and you're like, you just when you're watching the movie, you're like, wait. I mean, is this all self-aware? Are they doing this on purpose to get people to laugh, or are they just like they're like every guy should have his own flavor, so you know who's
Yeah.
who?
He sounded like the parrot from the Tiki Room.
Oh, he did, yeah. If only he broke out in that song.
Yeah.
Oh man,
In the
that's
Weng Weng
you
room.
know that's one of the few things they were missing is like a musical number in this
Oh my
movie.
God! Can you imagine?
There's a lot of disco,
Yeah,
and a lot of disco
but no
dancing.
singing.
Oh man. So basically, they say, yeah, this is all good. We got the doctor. We win. Now we go to Agent 00. He's like walking to a car, and some lady gets randomly sniped, like by a sniper in a parking garage, and he saves her, and he pulls out this little mini gun of his, the little mini handgun. Then the guy gets away, and then him and the snipe lady are on a date now.
I like how she mentions though that she's been getting shot at once or twice a week.
Yeah. So the story is, she says, they asked me if I wanted to be a hooker, and I said no. And so now they're shooting at me once or twice a week. And the quote is, one of these days it's bye-bye Lola. And then 00 goes, where's he live? Then we just go to a gang hideout, and they just beat everybody up. And this is when you get the first Weng Weng fight scene, and it is great. Every time.
Every time he goes to do something, it cuts right in the middle of him actually doing it.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, fuck, we got to take it again. Weng Weng, just stand where you are.
He's like almost kicking someone in the balls, and then
Yeah.
it cuts to him kicking.
I do love that the groin kick is his like number one move.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And the power slide.
Yeah.
The power slide,
power
the groin
slide.
kick, and he does kind of like these moves where people will throw him.
He's like went to the Bobby Hill School of Self Defense.
Is that the scene where he does the power slide and hits his head?
He's like, oh, my tiny head.
Not yet. This is the one where
Darn it.
he hides in a wall. He hides in like a crack wall, and a guy
I mean, that
apparently
is a
can't.
good like skill to like
Yeah, if
hide
you're-
yourself in a
if you're-
crevice.
If you're 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Weng Weng.
Or Weng Weng.
But apparently, no goon can punch below 3 feet because they just keep
I mean-
like swinging.
Maybe they don't want to hit children.
That's true. They're like, I don't know if he's a kid or not, so I'm still gonna kind of dodge him. So basically, he wins. He gets on the roof and he like dives down a chimney, and he stands on the table. And he goes, freeze! And he has his little mini gun. And this is when Weng Weng, you know, he's got a little dark side. Is he takes the gang leader of this gang and he like holds him by the hair and sticks a gun in his face and he goes,
Doc, are you elite lad?
All right. All right.
and it's like, fuck, man. So the guy tells him where some guy is. We don't know. But here's the thing, right? This is the best part in the whole movie, in my opinion. We just cut to somebody answering a phone call, and it's that girl Lola, and she's in a different outfit, and she picks up the phone, and we're gonna play the audio, but the exact line is, it's Weng Weng on the other end of the line, right?
Hello?
Hello, Lola. Now, listen carefully. This is important.
Interesting.
Check it out.
I'll go right now.
Meet you there.
That's it. Hang up. Scene ends.
No, missing some vital information.
Like, what the...
What is it?
Like,
Where are we going?
I just write, we don't need this.
No.
We just go to the next place and beat up more guys. Like, this makes no
There's
sense.
no exposition needed or plot in this whole movie.
This whole movie probably should have been a music video.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Oh,
just
I
Weng
agree.
Weng doing stunts, and yeah, it would have been great.
What if Weng Weng was like Lil Tay?
Yeah.
Or like that,
Lil Wang.
remember that little guy that Chris, what's his name? Kid Rock used to have?
Oh, yeah.
That little rapper guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his name was Weng Weng.
So now Lola and Double O are magically in a hotel. They apparently like look at a register. They go up to some guy's room, some bald guy's room, and like Lola answers the door. He pulls a gun on her. Here's the thing. Can't see her legs, can he?
Oh.
So what happens?
He's a little man with a big brain.
But a little man goes through a small space.
Yeah, he ducks down and he crawls between her legs.
But the camera doesn't see it.
Yeah, the guy doesn't see what's going on, and he gets under the bed, and then the guy says, "You're gonna get a bullet in your gut, Lola." And then Weng Weng does his little slide out from the bed.
My head.
He shoots him dead, and we're gonna play the line, as you mentioned, Austin,
Oh, my little head.
which I think best line in the movie.
Definitely.
I agree.
I mean, that sums it all up, I think.
So obviously Weng Weng
Should have
doesn't.
been the tagline.
Obviously he doesn't understand English or know what's going on when they dub this movie.
I mean, he did grab his head.
Yeah, but he didn't say that in the movie. Somebody in the ADR thought it was like, it would be funny if he talked about his little head. Because that wasn't in the script
That's
for him
true.
to get up and say, "Ow, my tiny head."
That's true.
It should have been.
So then Double O reports for duty. So here's the thing. So that whole first part of the movie had nothing to do with anything. He had like the thing on his wrist saying, "Hey, come to work," but instead he took a side trip for days as he helped a hooker kill a pimp.
That's Lil Wayne.
He's just like the man of the people. Like he is like he's like a Batman. He's like Filipino Batman.
Yes.
Instead of a black cape and cowl, he just wears a white leisure suit everywhere.
Sometimes he wears other suits, but his shirts and pants are always the same material.
Or like powder blue.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Weng
burgundy.
Weng. He's the worst secret agent alive because every time he introduces himself, he goes, "Hi, I'm Agent Double O." That's what he says his name is to every character, good or bad, just says, "Hi, I'm Agent Double O."
Because he knows they aren't going to survive the encounter.
It's true, unless they're a lady, and then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I know you."
They already know him.
At some
So it
point,
doesn't matter.
Somebody says to him, "You're the scourge of the Secret Service," or something. I was like, "What?" So he doesn't have a good reputation. He doesn't. The scourge of the Secret Service. So he's called into work, and then basically he goes into this office, and the guy's like, "Hey, because this is a James Bond ripoff, we're going to give you gadgets, but they're going to be tiny gadgets."
Like
And
the hat.
here's the ones we get, right? One is a pendant that's a two-way pendant, as he says, quote, "will communicate with, quote, some broad we have undercover in the syndicate."
Yeah, that's his main bitch.
Yeah, it's like some lady,
Lil Wang's bottom bitch.
yeah, that they're going to put in with the syndicate. Okay. A ring that can detect all poisons, which is, I guess, helpful.
And roofies.
And roofies.
With,
Hey,
Those
it's a
are
type of poison.
yeah.
Wait a second. So when he was drinking caffeine, it didn't go off and be like, "You're poisoning yourself, Weng Weng."
Lil Wang poison.
Lil Wang needs his go-go juice.
And there's that weird part where the chief goes, "It's made out of gold. We couldn't afford platinum. You know, we're on a budget here. Things are expensive." Like, what? Like, why?
Well, I appreciated that because I wanted to learn more about the lore.
And you were also like, why is that ring gold and not platinum? Come on, Wang deserves platinum. There would have been a great part if he just walked out and he goes, "Only platinum touches this skin, baby." Like you said, Molly, he got a little full of himself.
Yeah.
Wang needs work.
He gives him a little hat with a... What would you explain this hat as? Like a political
He
convention
looks
hat?
like he's going to try to sell someone a monorail.
It's like ragtime. Like I wanted him to get out a little shuffleboard or
And
a
it,
washboard.
Yes, he's like a Disneyland performer, but it has a knife in the bill, like the Disneyland performers do.
It's like an Odd Job ripoff too, because.
But they're like, but it's not really, because it's a hat. It's like a ragtime hat.
But it also becomes a boomerang, a radio-controlled boomerang later.
Yes, and he says you control with your ring. Okay, so not only can the ring detect poison, but it can also control a
It's
hat.
like a future.
Yeah.
It's a future Apple Watch.
It is.
Lil Wang had the original Apple Watch.
He does, actually. I called it that at some point. I said vintage Apple Watch. So
Wang squared.
So he has this sweet little hat, but the guy says, I know it looks dopey, but this hat is deadly. And then he gives him, here's one thing we'll never get to see happen. He says, here's a pen. And he goes, it's a weapon. You won't be able to write words, but you can't have everything. But it's a weapon. We will never see that weapon. Which is a bummer, because now
They were saving it for the sequel.
Here's the thing, though. I knew right away, I was like, they ADR'd this and had no idea what that man said. Because if it didn't show up, they're just like, it's a weapon. He could have just in the original audio been like, it's a pen. This is just a pen. But they wouldn't
You need
know.
to write things down.
Yeah.
We're going to need you to sign some checks.
Then he gets this giant belt buckle that's like half the size of him. I can't understand the word he says, but it's basically, it's like a snake firework that's in this thing.
Yeah.
Because he says something like, it's great for like melting steel bars. We won't see it melt steel bars, but apparently it's great for that. Then he takes out some sunglasses and he says, you know what these are for? The piece de la resistance.
Yeah, but he doesn't say what they're for yet.
Yeah, they just kind of share a little like wink wink. Then Weng Weng goes out of the room. He sees these secretaries.
Hot secretary.
Yeah, these sexy secretaries. And he puts on his glasses.
Yeah, but we don't see anything.
We see women.
But what do we see?
We see that they're X-ray glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the women are topless, but
Yeah.
you don't see any boob.
Well, they give you a
there's
little
furniture in front of their boobs.
There's everybody who's naked in this movie has furniture in front of them.
Strategic furniture.
Yeah. And it's specifically odd later in the movie where it doesn't make any sense to have furniture in that place, but, you know, guess we didn't want to see any wangs.
X-ray, and then he waves at them after. He's like, oh, hey. What's
And they
up,
wave
ladies?
back, yeah. Ladies love Weng Weng. As we're going to find out, Weng Weng, like James Bond, is irresistible to women. When they see him...
They're not wrong.
Well, you wanted to see that Weng Weng sex scene
It was
really bad.
See the Wang Wang Wang?
It was curiosity.
Yeah, do you think, like, once his career started going downhill, there was a Weng Weng Wang?
Oh, the dark ages of Wang.
So we go to, like...
Wang's, like, cam phase.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Dark Wang dick.
Yeah, he's doing, like, porno parodies of his own movies
Yeah.
later. Yeah, it got real dark.
License to Wang.
So then we go to some gang leader. We just cut. Here's the thing about this movie. They never end a scene. They'll just cut in the middle of it, which is good because it's an 87-minute movie that feels all 87 minutes. Like, you can definitely feel every second of it. And he just says, hey, yeah, you're great, to a lady that bows. And she's definitely the undercover spy lady. Her name is Irma, which is an odd choice. And then 00 goes to a theme. Okay, so here's the thing. We cut to a scene of just 00. So Weng Weng goes to talk to a carny for no reason. He's just at a carnival in front of a Ferris wheel, and he walks up to a carny and he goes, how's the wife and kids?
Well, I mean, there's
Maybe-
a joke here.
Maybe he used to be. Maybe he was the circus freak or
Like,
something.
that's what I was getting at.
Like, there was not one joke when some guy said, you're not tall enough to go on the ride, which would have been great, right? But no, he goes up to a carny, he goes, how's the wife and kids? And he's like, oh yeah, it's great, we're expecting another. And he goes, oh yeah? Hey, do you know this Mr. Kaiser? It's like, what? And then all of a sudden goons show up, and there's a quick fight scene. Great, like, little Weng Weng flip over the fence. He kicks guys in the faces. Then he gets up on a Ferris wheel and, like, zip lines out of there. Scene just ends. And I write, what was this for?
Wang Wang.
So here's the thing. We're going to learn that the rest of this movie is just a series of Wang stunts. Like, it's just stunt after stunt. And
Maybe he wanted to be like a stuntman in America, and this was his demo reel.
yeah, he's just sending it in, and they're like, yeah. But he never translated over, you know?
No. I don't know why, though.
Well, this movie was popular just in certain theaters. I mean,
post Fantasy Island, yeah, or
This is not the guy from Fantasy
I know
Island.
it's not the guy from Fantasy Island.
That's what Molly kept saying when she's like, "Is this the guy from?" I'm like, "It's not Tattoo or whatever his name is."
Maybe he was hoping to break out into the market. I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to get another show like that going, you know, like a real Weng Weng Odd Couple type show. Like maybe you have him with like a really tall guy.
Yeah, Andre the Giant and Weng Weng.
Oh, there we go. Now
Gold.
that is a sitcom.
Gold.
Giant and Weng Weng.
Yeah, Giant Weng.
Giant Weng. You know they'd have scenes where like they're going shopping and he puts Weng Weng on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And
But they're both dead now.
I know.
Oh, they're in
Wow.
a better place.
Maybe they're together right now.
Yeah.
I think Weng Weng went to
They're
heaven.
up in heaven playing the hits. Maybe.
Would you know my name if you saw me in heaven?
Then we just cut to him meeting a random lady at a restaurant, and he like claps his hands for service, which is kind of like that's a little dick move, Weng Weng.
Weng Weng's got
Chop
two.
chop.
Yeah. And then this lady says to him, she looks at him, she goes, "I like him little," and he goes, "Eh." And then this he does. There's always this creepy laugh
Yes,
that
he
he'll
has
do.
the creepy laugh all the time.
Like there will be scenes when it cuts to his face. He doesn't. His mouth doesn't move, but whoever is in the ADR booth, they're like, give him a little chuckle, like a little Bugs Bunny chuckle, and he's like, like after he kills the guy with the hat, he goes, and then just kind of jumps out of a scene.
Did you find any audio of his real voice?
No,
Oh.
maybe in Search for Weng Weng there is,
Yeah, maybe.
but not that I know of. I just assumed it was this.
Fair enough.
The lady says she likes him little, right? And then these guys distract Weng Weng. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Hi." And she is supposed to roofie him, but it looks like she just puts a lighter in his drink.
Yeah, it looks like she was trying to light it on fire.
No, it looks like there was roofie in that drink because he didn't drink it after.
Oh yeah, but like when she's actually like pouring it in, it looks like she just like
Little.
puts a lighter on top
Yeah,
of it.
it looks like she was trying to give him like one of those flaming bar drinks. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
He turns around and his Coke's on fire.
The flaming wang.
Yeah. He's trying to blow it out. So then he grabs it with his hand, with the ring hand, and it goes beep, 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 beep. Oh, it's poison. So then he just drinks it from the bottle. Then we cut, and that had nothing to do with anything.
And that was that.
So here's the thing: as I start writing, they just keep starting movies and ending them immediately. Like there's just ideas for movies that come up, and then they just immediately end them and go to a different start of a movie, and then end that
Yeah,
one.
It's like a sizzle reel.
Yes, it's like here are all the things we could have Weng Weng do, and we'll just put them all in one movie because the gangs have like multiple different plots, and we're gonna find out the next one after. So like, we go to this gang and they got loaves of bread.
Gang Wang. Sorry.
You get to hide a lot of dough in that bread.
Yeah, there's a lot of dough in that dough.
Yeah, there's dough in the dough, which is just what, like cocaine or heroin
It was
stuff.
just like white tubes.
I think it was Go-Gurt.
It's just like hot Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt. Yeah. The baked Go-Gurt.
Maybe because I think that the boss guy, this new boss guy we'll see for another 5 minutes, he says, Mr. Giant wants us to hit all the kindergartens and playgrounds.
Oh, with the Go-Gurt. Maybe
Quote-
there's like a Yo Play thing in the Philippines, like they're banned.
Yeah, maybe, because he says, quote, we'll teach them something about pleasure. And I write, what? That is very uncomfortable when we're talking about children. So apparently they're either going to like get these kids addicted to hot Go-Gurt at the park or heroin or cocaine. Either way, they're bad. But this doesn't matter because Weng Weng just shows up and beats up all these people and stops the drug ring, and it's like in the next 5 minutes it's all done. But the one who calls him there is like the spy lady who's the undercover person, and she like gets him to go there with the pendant, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just Weng Weng beats up some guys, hits him in the head with a sheet pan.
Yep, it's a heavy sheet pan, that one.
There is that weird part where the guards start playing grab ass.
Yeah, they like smear white stuff on each other's faces.
Yeah, they
yeah.
smear cream on each other's faces or
I
Go-Gurt,
think the
hot
Go-Gurt.
Go-Gurt. Yeah, actually, that wasn't cocaine at all.
They're getting
was
high on their
Go-Gurt.
own supply.
They're like, yeah, how about some hot Go-Gurt?
How about some probiotics?
I felt like if Weng Weng didn't show up, this might have devolved into something a little different. Like, I thought they were starting their own movie.
Yeah.
And then Weng Weng comes up and stops it.
He's such a cock block.
Yeah, these guys were about to have a good night, and Weng Weng had to ruin it, you know?
Wang block.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wang blocked him. So then, at this point, basically the guys are like, God damn it! Every time we got some sort of criminal operation going, this mini guy shows up and ruins it all. And they're like, that's what's the rest of the movie, is we're just going to keep trying to make crimes, and a mini man's going to show up and ruin our crime.
Weng Weng needs a theme song, like when he shows up.
He does.
No, but with music.
They will constantly
Like,
play...
or lyrics, I mean.
Oh, well, they play the rip-off James Bond throughout the whole movie. You've heard it about a million times.
Yeah.
And we got to the point where we started making up words for it.
Well, yeah. But that was us. We were doing the heavy lifting.
So then we go to, like, the spy lady, and she's on a date with 00, and she's like, hey, the gang has this bad plan to do stuff. And they're just walking around a park holding hands. And there's this great part where... She looks into Weng Weng's eyes, and she says,
Please, you make a single mistake, and you'll be dead.
Thanks for your concern.
I worry about you. Hate to see anything happen. Maybe you and I can trace his hideout. You're such a little guy, though. Very petite, like a potato.
Yeah, let's go.
I need a little girl's room.
I love, though, his reaction to that, and he goes, yeah, let's go. Like...
Yeah.
He's smart like a potato, too.
And then we go, all right, this is a great robbery. And so this boss guy just shows up, and he goes, hey, you sell gold, right? And the guy's like, yeah, you want to buy some gold? And he goes, no, I want to take your gold. And he goes, okay. He goes, I'll bring you some gold tomorrow. But
That's right, yeah.
then 00 shows up, and he throws a little mini poison bomb. And everybody passes out except for the gold guy, and then he takes him away. This movie's over.
Yeah.
Once again, we've started and ended a movie within seconds.
It's like, it's kind of like Happiness, or like, or not, or it's like a series of vignettes.
Yeah. It's just, it's like the jackass of Weng Weng.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm Weng Weng, and here's the gold heist. You know, and that's it.
Yeah.
So then we go to the gang guys eating a meal. And they're just talking about how they're bummed that Weng Weng keeps destroying their crimes. And then he shows up, and they follow him.
It was just like right across the street.
And this is when we get it. Guys, the original drone, the hat.
Ah.
He throws the hat in the air.
It's a boomerang.
Well, not only a boomerang, he starts pushing on his ring, and he can control this hat like a remote control, like a drone. And he just flies the hat in front of these guys, and they get afraid of a hat, and they run away, and he goes, hey. That movie has ended. Again, it's just another stunt. Another jackass Weng Weng stunt.
You saw the hat before.
Yeah, but it's like we just get him using it. The scene has no context with the rest of the movie. Just go to the next
You got
scene.
the guys to go away.
Well, it did work. They were afraid of a hat.
It's like a bug swatter.
Why didn't one guy just hit the hat down?
Yeah. Why didn't one guy just hit Weng Weng down?
Or some guy could have shot the hat.
Yeah. Or shot Weng Weng.
They did have guns.
There's some Filipino superstition about hats.
Yeah, a floating hat. They're like that. It's a
Kalima!
some ghost story about a floating hat. Like, oh no! I would like that one of them. One of them holds the hat hostage with a gun. It could have, there's so many potential. No, they just run away. So now the boss is like, hey guys, this is what, again, it's lost in American translation, is that the boss starts saying football terms. He's like, you need to catch the ball, and you need to run it in for a field goal touchdown. He's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody? God damn it, guys. Come on, let's get some morale going here. We're criminals. Let's do some crime. And they're like, yeah, but this little... You don't understand, boss. Every time we try and do something, this little man shows up. And the last time he had a floating hat. And he's like, all right, well, I'm not afraid of the little man. You shouldn't be either. And then all of a sudden, Irma shows up, right? The undercover spy.
Undercover Irma.
Yeah, and she goes... They're like, hey, you're late. She goes, oh, my mother was sick in the hospital. And they're...
And he's like, just sleep it off.
Yeah, you think they're suspicious, but the boss just goes, everybody leave. And it's just him and Irma, and he looks at her and he goes, Get some rest, kid. You're a good girl. Get some rest.
I thought something much worse was gonna happen.
Here's the thing. I think that this crime boss is actually kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
He treats his employees well. He never gets Here's the thing.
I mean, the Philippines is a corrupt nation.
Yeah, he never...
So maybe he is...
He's better
like a
in
vigilante.
Duarte.
Yeah.
He is just like, hey, guys, come on. Let's get the crimes going, right? He never, like, you know, in a traditional mob movie where they shoot somebody that messes up or they're like, I'm going to teach you a lesson. No, he's just, like, clapping his hands. He's like, come on, guys, touchdown.
You can be better. You can be better.
Yeah.
You're a coach.
It's halftime.
Not like the Yakuza where somebody has to cut off a finger.
No, he's like, look, we're down at the half. Weng Weng's got the ball, okay? We need a few fucking blitzes. Maybe an interception or two. We got this, man.
Get some rest.
We're going to get that fucking hot
Just
Go-Gurt to
throw a
those children.
three-pointer.
Yeah, throw a three-point.
Throw a three-pointer.
We'll all be slurping
Go for the
hot
birdie.
Go-Gurt.
And then end it with a triple axle.
Yes, and and when one of his employees comes up and she clearly lies and says, "I have a sick mother." What's her name? Mother? Because he goes, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, I mean, she is my mother after all." And he goes, "Oh, well, yeah." And he's like,
My dog is
Mother.
teacher. Hospital.
but he's the nice crime boss because he pats her on the shoulder. He's like, "It's okay. It's okay.
Get some rest.
Just get some rest. But do you need to take tomorrow off? You know, just have some you time. All right? You want some Go-Gurt? Take some Go-Gurt for the road." So then instead we just cut to her dressed up like a hippie. Like she's got beads in her hair now.
Oh, yeah.
She's at the
She looked-
farmer's market.
She looked like she just
whatever.
came back from a cruise.
Yeah, she just came. Yeah, she took that vacation.
Yeah.
So-
No, she went to Coachella.
Here's the thing. The boss surprised her. Like she went home and he goes, "Look, I feel really bad about your sick mother. I got you a ticket on a cruise."
She showed everybody her necklace with a piece of rice with her name on it.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, they it's amazing. All the gang's looking at. They're like, "Oh my god." She goes, "Guess what, guys? I got it for everybody." Oh my god. And so this is like 2 weeks later. She's back. She's got the beads in her hair. She's still rocking it. She's like, I don't know. It was kind of cool on vacation, and now I'm feeling like it's kind of played out.
She's still at the farmer's market with Lil Wang.
Yeah, and she got the braid done. You know, she went to an island, got the braid done.
Mm-hmm.
And so then little Wang shows up, and he goes, "You're being followed." And then we don't know why or what happens, but
Or how he knows.
Yeah, and he just tells her, they run behind a wall, and he goes, "I'll meet you later at the discotheque." So they plan a date for later. Smooth, right?
She runs off.
Here's the thing. He doesn't even ask for the date. Tells her there's a date. That's the way Weng Weng
Wang.
rolls, yeah. And so then he just hides under a bush as bad guys show up.
And then he kicks all of them in the balls.
Yeah, he does the ball kick.
I mean, it's effective.
Yeah. At one point, he gets up on the top rope of this wall and then just kind of like, I don't know, Macho Man's down at him.
The shrub that there's around.
He does like the Macho Man elbow at these guys, and they catch him in the air.
And then he swings around.
It swings around.
Here's the thing. As you commented while we were watching it, Molly, they place him on the ground.
They gently place him on the ground, which was nice of them.
Like, they had the chance to just, like, break him over their knee.
Yeah, I mean, they could have thrown him,
Yeah.
and that would have really hurt his little feet.
They could have took him by his feet and smacked his head against the wall or something.
I mean, at any point in this film, that
Yes,
could have happened.
But instead, they let him down. He
Yeah.
kicks their ass because he just keeps kicking their shins. He's like a child.
balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he wins and just runs away. Disco, baby.
I mean,
Sweet disco ball, disco lights.
do you think that some of it is like, I mean, he's kind of like a toddler, and none of us would fight a toddler. And like, if you were confronted with the situation, you'd be so dumbfounded that you wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, because they're like, I don't know how to hit that low.
Yeah.
I've never had to hit a kid.
They don't want to just stomp on him.
That would have been great if there was a scene where they're trying to stomp on him. He's just dodging feet, you know. But no, now we're at the disco. He's cutting a rug. Him and Irma are just dancing the night away. So I guess she's not going to be very undercover anymore because she's just out with Weng Weng on dates.
Yeah.
And then they sit at a table.
Yeah. Weng Weng owns the night.
He does. So they just dance for a while. This scene makes no sense because they dance, they go to a table, and then he just goes, "It's getting late. We got to go." That's it. Before the disco. I'm sorry. We'll get back to that. We go into some hotel where there's a man sitting in a lobby with a like an umbrella gun.
Oh,
yeah.
the umbrella gun.
And he chases Weng Weng and shoots him with the umbrella gun.
It's kind of like in Evil Genius. First episode, so not spoiling anything, but the cane gun.
Yeah, if you've ever seen the documentary on Netflix, Evil Genius, where that pizza man had a bomb strapped to him, and he had that cane that was a gun. That would have been pretty great, though, if they had a part where they strapped a bomb on Weng Weng.
Yeah, pizza bomb on Weng Weng.
And so, yeah, he follows this guy upstairs. They fight a while, and then he kills the guy with the umbrella. He breaks into a random lady's room. He kisses her.
Yeah, she's fine with it, too. I mean, Weng Weng.
Yeah, she...
Well, no, he walks in, and then
she's
he's
cool.
just like, hey, what's up? And then he
like,
walks away,
"Hey."
and then on the way back...
It's not every night Weng Weng walks into your room.
Lil Wayne.
And this is, again, Molly's going, do it! Do it!
Everybody wants to see that.
No, not everyone.
I'd say everybody in the audience did. I think they really got Wang blocked because everybody is, like, waiting for that Weng Weng sex scene. There's always
We never got it. Just to spoil the entire movie, there's no Wang sex.
This is like a PG movie almost because there's no cussing,
Which is
there's no
bullshit.
nudity. Yeah, it should have been like, come on.
This movie needed to be a hard R.
Instead, it's like for children. This
Yeah.
movie almost.
Yeah, because the main character looks like a child.
Yeah, so maybe they were like he would be
It's
endearing to
relatable.
children. Yeah.
It's got crossover appeal.
Yeah. They would have Weng Weng do birthday parties. It was going to be this whole thing.
Yeah.
Weng Weng
Weng
pinatas.
Weng Weng World.
Weng Weng World. They were in the works for it. So then, yeah, he makes out with the lady.
I feel like he's kind of like Kevin McAllister in a lot of ways. With his
Yeah,
stunts.
he's
Little
like a little
crafty.
scamp.
So she does like it when he makes out with her.
Oh,
She's
Lil Wang.
sad to see him go because then he grabs an umbrella and jumps off her balcony.
Like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
And the dummy work in this scene is excellent because it is just fucking flailing.
It's flailing all over the place. I was just waiting for it to smack the building and like, fall off.
How many takes you think they needed to do where the dummy got stuck or like, oh my god, we killed another Wang. God damn it.
Yep, they just had several in the wings.
There's Wang Wang everywhere.
Wangs.
Get me another Wang.
Yeah, it's like Milo and Otis.
There was like 10 Wang Wangs that
Yeah,
died during
yeah.
the
The
production.
wing farm.
The Wang Farm. Oh, it is a great
They just hobble children.
Yeah, do you think he had like kids stunt doubles? Because it's the Philippines and there's no laws against that back then. They're just, we gotta protect Wang Wang, ma'am. Your kid can do the stunts.
It's
Come
for
on.
a big Hollywood movie.
He's a national treasure. Have you seen Wang Wang World? 2 free tickets to Wang Wang World when it opens, ma'am. Get your
Everybody's tall enough to ride at Weng Weng World.
It's only like a 30-foot jump. Your kid'll be fine. He'll be fine, all right? The Jeep is soft. Because he just lands on top of a Jeep, and the bad guys run up, and he goes, bang, and then just, just drives off. We'll never reference any of that again, because now he just goes to his room. Someone's been there.
His room, by the way, which looks like the Black Lodge.
Also, he's
Okay.
picking up clothes that are like 5 times as big as he is. He's just like, oh, is this a thing? Is this a thing?
That's how he knew somebody broke into his room. He's like, well, these won't fit me. These aren't mine. Like, what an odd criminal operation. They break in and then put
They leave
new clothes.
all their dirty laundry.
They leave their clothes.
They were doing laundry and then they heard him coming up the stairs.
Oh shit, don't have time to fold it. And they just put it on the bed. They're like, oh fuck, do you think he's going to notice? Yes, of course he is. Those pants are bigger than him.
Yeah, he didn't know that. He had to look at all of them.
So we have referenced the Black Lodge a number of times in the Grindbin. This is truly the Black Lodge.
Yeah.
Is that he lives in a room with red curtains on each side. And whenever...
That is not good.
For some reason, whenever he's in the room, he talks backwards. He's like, yep. When he's... Wang Wang. He puts on those X-ray glasses.
Naked men.
It's a bunch of naked men Here's the thing. They're all strategically placed behind furniture, which is behind the curtains. So what? Why do you have furniture behind your curtains?
No wings. No wings.
Do you think maybe it's kind of like a Weng Weng sex thing? Like,
what is a Weng Weng sex thing?
So, like,
that sounds like a song.
When the ladies come over, he's like, I'm going to draw those sexy red curtains, you know, so they don't need to see the furniture because, you know.
Because there isn't any.
Yeah, well, he's like, it's kind of. Well, actually, it's because they were really off, but they're like, I can't have sex with you, Weng Weng, because
Because you live in a dollhouse.
Yeah, all your furniture is child size.
Wait, didn't I say that his bedspread looked like a picnic tablecloth?
Yeah, I mean, we should say he sleeps in a race car bed.
But we don't fault him for that.
No, of course not. I mean, we all would if we could.
It's like a gingham picnic blanket. Like, Wang, it's what's for dinner.
So that's what it is. Yeah, the ladies were off put. They're like, it feels like I'm having sex on a dollhouse with a kid. And he's like, so I got to do something about it. Sex it up. It was the Wanga Sutra. He got the
velvet,
the red curtains.
painting.
Yeah, velvet painting of himself naked on top of a minotaur or something. So that's when it's disco time. Yeah, we've talked about that scene already. He goes to a disco. Then, okay, so all of a sudden they're like, hey, that Irma girl is a spy. And they like follow her back to her house. And then she just stands outside and they kidnap her. And they take her to the boss guy. And he's like, all right, well, the jig's up. We got you. And then her pendant starts beeping. And he rips it off her chest. And he says, so this is how you communicate with your little Wang. So here's the thing, is that his name is Agent 00, right? But everybody just calls him Wang. So is he, as Molly said while we were watching this, playing himself?
Yeah, a documentary.
So it's like Weng Weng actually is a secret agent in the Philippines.
He is.
Apparently at one point, yeah. And they were like, so this is the real him, I guess.
This is a Wang origin story.
Yes, this is definitely
enter the Wang.
So then 00 shows up, Wang shows up. They get the jump on him and they put him in a box. And that's when he uses his like little snake firework to break out of this box, and he does a little mini punch.
Yeah, 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
Like Kill Bill.
He gets out. He has a blade in his shoe. And this is when he starts fucking offing dudes, is he stabs a dude right in the heart. And for the rest of the movie, he's just going to start killing people. And I was like, he got that fucking bloodlust.
Yep.
And Weng Weng was like, you know what? Fuck knocking dudes out.
Yeah.
I want
the dick punch.
He's like,
I'm going for the heart stab.
He just, when he saw the life leaving a man's eyes.
That's when he became alive.
Yes, he was like, I need that feeling again and again and again. So for the rest of this movie, he's going to kill, like, I'm not even joking, about 400 people. Because he's got that little mini machine gun we still haven't seen yet. So the boss contacts Mr. Giant. He's like, hey, we got 00. Oh, shit, he broke out.
Squeezed out.
Yeah. And so then we cut back to Fancy Shirt, who we haven't seen for like an hour. And he goes, hey, we're all bad guys here, right? We're going to like go do something bad. And they're like, yeah. And then some guy starts talking about how insurance is getting expensive and his wife's getting mad.
Well, he's not wrong.
Well, I was like, yeah. Like, you didn't even think that was related to his work? He's just like, man.
That was like some behind the scenes footage.
Like, they're all like, dude, can you not talk politics at the gang meeting?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No
Man,
politics,
I'm worried about
religion,
my
or
gang
Wang Wang.
401k.
Yeah.
My 401 Wang.
Can you ask Mr. Giant about our 401ks? Are we getting raises this year?
Still matching?
They're like, no, guys, since the Go-Gurt operation fell through, no more.
Counterfeit Go-Gurt.
So then Weng Weng just uses more slide moves to shoot guys, and then he uses he runs out of mini bullets. They're really hard to find. You can't just grab a clip from another gun because they're special bullets made just for Weng Weng. Maybe he makes his own. But he's out of bullets, and the boss guy comes up, one of the many boss guys, and he's like, all right, you're dead. Like in the movies you would live, but this is not a movie, it's real life, and you're dead. And then he like, I don't know, does he like blow dart this dude, or?
Blow darts him in the neck, right?
I think so.
My sister got a blow gun once for Christmas.
She's
in the neck?
Shooting you in the neck.
She opened it up, and the first thing she said was, "Can this kill birds?"
Does she still have it?
Probably.
And you said only one way to find out. You guys ran outside.
Sounds true.
Okay, so basically what happens is that there's another boss, and Weng Weng like goes to his house because he puts a tracker on a VW Beetle.
This is the boss that wears the matching Newsy hats with the jackets, I think, if you notice in the movie.
There's like newsy hat guy, there's fancy shirt guy. Yeah.
No, it's turtlenecks and newsy hats.
Like big collars were the thing back then. It's the 70s. Everybody looks like they're about to go to a disco.
But it's so fucking hot. There's some guys with no shirts on and some other guys with like everything on.
Amber, they're all about style. This gang is known for their style.
Yeah, I'd rather be naked.
Well, put on those X-ray glasses, you know.
Oh.
What would happen if you saw a naked person in those X-ray glasses? You just see their insides?
Skeleton.
Yeah.
Wait, this is too existential for the band.
That's one they needed to do. Or maybe you'd just be invisible. Like you just couldn't see you at all.
Maybe that's what you should do.
So at the end of the movie, all the henchmen are just running around naked.
Yeah.
Dicks flopping around, and Weng Weng can't see them.
Maybe that's all he can see.
Oh, just flop like
Wang
Predator
is
dick.
all about the wang.
Predator dick.
Predator dick.
Or like, have you seen Hollow Man?
Yeah, that was the most frightening part of that movie.
Hollow Bacon dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it show Kevin Bacon's wiener?
It does.
In hollow form, yeah.
That's right. Oh, is that when he rapes the chick?
That was the first,
when he
first
tweaks
wiener
the
I ever
nipple?
saw in a movie.
Was Hollow Man?
Yeah.
That movie has some
It
weird
was very
rapey stuff.
unexpected, and I was with my family.
Well, yeah, he like, rapes the woman that he stalks.
Yeah, that
Wait, I'm
movie-
sorry. You were with your family when
we
you
were
saw
watching it
Hollow
on
Man?
HBO.
Oh my
I
god!
saw that one in the theater. Actually, I'm ashamed to admit.
You had to watch that CG nipple tweak with your parents in
I
the
mean,
room.
the movie got shut off at a point.
That must have been it, right? That they were like, no. Can you imagine people spending hundreds of hours on a CG nipple tweak?
I
That is
actually can.
disturbing. So then we just go to like 00. So Weng Weng just beats up more guards. This is when you get the mini machine gun.
Oh yes.
Well, hold on. Actually, this is when you get him beating a guard up, and he like grabs this guy's AK or whatever it is.
I like this part.
And we see Weng Weng shoot a full-size gun.
And he like
kicks his
ricochets
back right
backwards into a wall.
Like he does a full backflip
Yeah.
when he fires the gun.
I wonder if he actually was shooting a live rifle because
Yeah,
it
he
looks
flew
like
back.
it kicks his ass right over.
When I first watched the movie, I thought he died. Like I thought he got shot. I was like, oh shit, that guard shot him. Movie over. No, he's okay. Then he gets up. He tries to shoot the gun again, which is crazy. It's like out of bullets. So then he pulls out his mini machine gun.
Yep.
And he just starts offing guys. And he kills about 30 guards. And there's like that one guy that's looking through the planter.
All the while, the Benny Hill song is playing.
Yeah. There, it is kind of a Benny Hill joke because he's looking through a planter for Weng Weng.
Yeah.
And then he jumps out and he goes, I'm here.
Yeah.
And the guy spins around and he shoots him in the shins. And then this is it. We cut to disco time again.
Yeah, but with bikini ladies.
Yeah, so this is like a disco, but like kind of a strip club, I guess.
There's like one lady in the middle and then sequin bikini ladies.
Guys, wait, hold on. I figured it out. There was a sign earlier in the movie when they left that disco, and it said disco, and then underneath it said swimming pool.
That's right.
Oh.
They came for the swimming and they stayed for the disco.
They were just trying to dry off.
They don't have towels, so they're just shaking on the disco floor.
Shimmying.
Yeah. That's an odd combo. Bikini, like a pool and a disco.
It's the Sham Wang.
Yeah.
This is again when you learn he's the worst secret agent. Is he goes up to a girl at a table and he goes, "Hi, I'm 00." And he goes, "Do you know that Mr. Kaiser?" And she's all, I don't know. And then some guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, why are you talking to this little Weng Weng?" And she's like, "This is my friend."
Wait,
and he
is
goes,
Weng Weng his name, or is it like a derogatory term?
"Oh my god." You mean this whole show we've been
I mean, like, maybe it's some sort of term.
You know, you're right. Maybe Weng, W-E-N-G, is like some sort of term. And that's why,
like for short people.
Like
Yeah.
that's like, because midget is now a slur apparently.
Yeah.
And
The preferred nomenclature is Wee man.
Weng Man.
I always bring my Weng Man with me on dates.
And so then some goon, he tries to take the lady away. There's this great Weng Weng fight scene where he like beats up all these guys and he does all these sort of flips and everything. And for some reason that every lady he ever talks to knows karate.
Well,
which I mean, maybe
it is the Philippines.
Yeah, maybe it's just part of like their public education.
Karate class mandatory.
Yeah. So then we go to a hotel room with a random lady. Like it's just apparently. Oh no, it's that lady from the bar. Now she has a
just
British
another
accent.
night for Weng Weng.
Yeah, just another lady, and another notch on his belt. I guess it's a lonely life at the end of the day. Like he really wants Irma, but he's got all these other ladies. So he's in her hotel room, and she comes out of a room with a towel on, like she's just taking a shower. And then she
full face of makeup, completely dry hair.
Yeah. She also has a very strange British accent. Like she's like, "Oh right, Weng Weng."
Blimey.
And somebody knocks at the door. He shoots a guy in an arm, and he just runs away. Okay, whatever. And then he goes back to the room, and she says, "You're sexy."
Was that the queen?
Yeah. Who was that? The queen? She goes, "Weng Weng, I find you irresistible. Are you like a sexual animal?" And that's what she says.
You're a great person, you know.
You know what to say. Don't decide the way you use it.
Maybe. But are you a sexual animal?
I don't know.
I'm crazy about you, Agent 00. Why, I don't know. Maybe it's the way you strut your stuff. You know, sex is like tequila. Take one sip and you're a goner.
Shall we get it on?
Yes, darling, bear your bard.
And then he takes off his shirt.
And they throw a blanket at the camera.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're like, "You've seen enough."
Do you think that women like Weng Weng because he can climb all the way in?
Yes. I think that's
You said it, not me.
I think that's exactly the reason why.
You said it, not me.
He can get way up in there.
That's one of his skills.
He can climb all the Wang in.
So the next thing I write is just, what the fuck? For this scene heading. Because there's a girl taking pictures of a dead body. And somebody in the ADR says, I wonder if she does weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Oh, now I get the joke. I did not get the joke at the time, and now I get it.
I was like, what the fuck? Wait,
it's like an event photographer.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Or that they just have a lot of dead bodies at weddings and bar mitzvahs in the Philippines. And they're like, oh, I want to get them in the best light before we put them in the ground.
Like a wax museum kind of thing?
Yeah. So then that just ends, right? Then we go to like the guy who got shot in the arm. He didn't go to the hospital. He still got the bullet in his arm because he's just walking around holding it going like, ow. And then Weng Weng follows him. And then he gets the jump on him and like puts his baby shoe, this is when, Amber, you notice that he's wearing baby shoes.
I did notice that. They were fucking baby shoes.
Shoes for toddlers.
True.
He puts his toddler shoe in the man's wound and starts pressing on it until a little blood comes out. And he goes, tell me where he is. Tell me where he is.
It's a child.
And then some other guy comes and shoots at him. Then we just cut to a lady playing racquetball. And
some hot lady playing racquetball.
I write, who is this? The British
she's
lady?
Not wearing any underwear or a bra.
Yeah, she's real suns out, buns out style.
Oh, everything's out. Everything's out.
Well, she's got to be loose to play racquetball. She's also really shitty at it because she hits one shot that goes over her head and Weng Weng catches the ball.
Yeah. And walks up to her and goes, you dropped your basketball.
Like, he can't even palm this. Like, I can't palm a basketball. I couldn't even palm a volleyball. Weng Weng can't palm a racquetball. So they sit on a bench and he's like, hi, my name's 00. I'm a spy. And that's when she says, oh, the scourge of the Secret Service, Agent 00. I've heard about you. My name's Marilyn. And he's like, do you have bad guy pictures? She goes, I got all sorts of bad guy pictures. How about you buy a lady a highball and we'll go look at them. Cut to them looking at pictures. I write, he finds something, I guess. Cut to a gang. Then they're like, hey, go get that reporter lady. Okay. I just write, I don't know. None of it makes sense. Like the ADR, nothing. Like there's no exposition. It just goes from fight to fight. Now Double O's with the reporter lady. She's also saying stuff about how she has other pictures, and Weng Weng responds with, "I bet you do." And then she responds with something about how, yeah, they're pornos. And then in the middle of their conversation, they get in a fight scene with these random guys. She, again, knows karate. They just beat up more guys. Then it just goes to Weng Weng sneaking into a building. He's really small, so he crawls through some crevice in the air. And there's a great part where a random guy with an umbrella walks by and looks at him like, the fuck? He's like,
why are there more umbrellas?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a thing.
Mary Poppins.
Maybe it was raining. But this guy, if you watch closely, he looks at Weng Weng like, what the hell? Because he doesn't see the camera. He's just confused at why a little man is crawling through this this ceiling crevice. So then just Weng Weng pulls out his tiny gun, shoots more guys. This is when you get him fighting ninjas. So Weng Weng starts shooting guys with swords. Then he runs out of mini bullets again. He's really got to bring some more. Like, he keeps running out of the mini bullets. Maybe bring another clip. But no,
maybe there's a ban.
Yeah. Can only carry so many.
Can only carry so many.
But he finds some mini sword, and then he just starts
a letter opener.
A letter opener, as Molly said. And he just starts stabbing dudes with his mini sword. And then he asks some guy, he's like, give me information or you're going to die. And the guy goes, I don't know. Cold-blooded Weng Weng.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking stabs
He
this
turns
dude.
around and stabs him.
Stabs this dude. Dead. Then we just get Weng Weng. Oh, love this part. Weng Weng gets in a cab. He gets out of a cab, and the cab driver in ADR goes, sorry, I should have checked the tank before we left. Like, he ran out of gas.
Oh, I didn't understand what he said. But that makes sense.
He ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Weng Weng gets out, gives him money, kicks the door, and he goes, now I got to walk on my tiny feet. It's like, okay.
Maybe they actually ran out of gas.
Yeah,
like
maybe that really happened.
Yeah, and they're like, Weng Weng, sorry, you're going to have to walk home tonight.
Because it's like primordial dwarfism, so maybe it hurts for him to go on long walks. I don't know.
Amber, didn't you say you were in an Uber that ran out of gas?
Yeah, the other night, I was coming home from Austin's show, and I got in an Uber, and the guy was just like, where are you going? And I was like, Oakland. I put that in...
Hold up. You got into an Uber and the guy said, where are you going?
Yeah.
Was it a fake
That's
Uber?
part of the fucking pickup.
Yeah, that's part of the fucking app. You put where you're fucking going. And then he picked me up and he was like, I guess no more rides for me then. And I was like, all right, fine. And then I immediately texted Austin and I was like, this guy's weird. And then he was like, well, I don't have any gas to go over the bridge. So we can stay here or I can stop and get gas to drive you home.
What do you mean stay here?
Like he was going to drop me off at the gas station.
Amber, I don't think you got in the right car.
Yeah.
I think you almost died.
Well, I definitely have made complaints to hashtag Uber service.
Guys, this is why the Grindbin is brought to you by Lyft. Lyft is a great way to catch a ride. Instead of
sidecar still a thing?
Is anything else still a thing besides Uber? Because this guy was fucking weird.
Well, use Lyft. So Double O's walking down a street. Some lady just picks him up and she goes, oh, hi, Double O. And he gets in the car. Then she just drops him off in the middle of the field and he goes, why did you drop me off here? And then she goes, pleasure meeting you. They make out.
His face is so much smaller. It's like a doll face.
It is very weird. It is like watching a full-grown woman make out
with well, I had kid sister.
A baby.
Yeah, because Weng Weng does have kind of a beetle, like a
Yeah.
like
He's
a beetle
greasy,
haircut.
nasty,
boy
stringy
name?
hair. Why didn't they give him a nice...
Big brother?
Big brother? I had kid sister. What was the boy?
Oh, my
one?
buddy.
My buddy.
He's
That's
making
it.
out.
With
Yeah,
my
she's
buddy.
making out with my buddy.
My Wengy, my Wengy, my Wengy and me.
You don't understand. He was the Filipino treasure. We were gonna make my Wengies. It didn't work out. They were
There
prizes
I
at
go.
Wang World.
Wang goes my Wengy.
He gets in like another fight with random goons who are apparently waiting for him in the middle of nowhere. There's a train that passes by and he leaps off a fucking bridge. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a suicide jump for him for sure.
He's like, you know what? I'm done. And
They
then
send the Coast Guard to find his corpse.
he just said Wang out and just dives off.
He said Wang
to my
10.
estate.
Yeah, it was real messy. They didn't have a will or anything. Oof. So then we get to the fancy shirt boss. He hits Irma, which is nice. You know, gotta get some male on female violence in
Nice
this
some
movie.
misogyny going.
And he says something about, how dare you use names?
God,
And
I
it's
want to know what she called him.
Yeah, what did she say to him?
Why did they not cut like a little bit earlier?
You
That would
know
be
she
great.
said something about his shirt.
Yeah.
She was like, I found that. I think that's a lady's shirt. Or
I bet you
something."
bought that at Ross.
Nice ascot.
So then he asks a goon named Bobby.
Bobby.
Uh-oh.
Bobby.
He asks a goon named Bobby to take Irma to see Mr. Giant. All right, okay. Then Irma's talking to the Mr. Giant mirror, and he's like, we're going to, like, tie you up and feed you to sharks. That'll never come into play. Then, guys, the hat's back on. Weng Weng shows up with his little hat. He's in some house. He shoots some bad guys, and he kills the bad guy with the hat.
It gets embedded in his head.
I do love that we finally get the hat as a weapon instead of just a floating, like the curse of the Filipino hat. So then Weng Weng finds this big map, right? A hand-drawn map.
Oh, this is precious, actually, yes. With the, what is it, hidden island?
It just is a picture of an island and the word hidden with a big arrow pointing towards the island.
Not so hidden.
Then we just cut to the doctor. That doctor from the beginning of the movie. Guys, he's still around.
I think he's the highest paid actor.
Like, he looks like he has legit bruises on his face. He's like, they won't let me go home. And then Irma just shows up. She's like, are you that doctor from the start of the movie? He's like, yeah. She's like, are the movie almost over? And he's like, I think so. Oh my God, guys. It's finally here. What we've all wanted to see. Weng Weng with his mini jetpack.
This is how you sold me on this movie. Was with just a screenshot of one of these
But
scenes.
it wasn't a jetpack. It's like fire extinguishers.
It is 2 fire extinguishers
And a Roman candle.
Yeah, and a Roman candle.
attached to a pull-up bar.
Yeah, and you can. Yeah, it is. It's like it's the Iron Gym. You know, it's an Iron Gym with 2 fire extinguishers and a sparkler.
You can just tell that he's like looking back, hoping that he doesn't catch on fire because he's just on a string.
Because there's a while where he just walks around and like, put it on, Weng Weng, put it on. It's fine, put it on. And he's like just looking at it like, I don't know. He finally gets it on. You can see the wires as they just float Weng Weng in the air. His little feet are dangling. Dangle it, Weng Weng. Dangle. Look like you're having fun. All right, fine. We only get 1 take. Fuck. So that's it. We just get a little bit of Little Wang on a jetpack. Best part of the whole movie. That's how I sold you on this movie. Him on the jetpack. I feel like maybe the sequel, there'll be a bit more jetpack.
Yeah.
So basically, he gets on Hidden Island. He shoots a shitload of guys.
In red berets.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But before that, he meets Mr. Giant.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's
God,
right.
yeah. Which I said the whole scene looked like we were watching something illegal.
I think it's Weng Weng's older brother.
Well, who is Mr. Giant? As you said, Molly, the Shyamalan twist.
Oh, yeah. The big Shyamalan twist was that Mr. Giant is another small man.
He's another Wang.
Yeah.
He's a double wing.
He's a double Wang.
But no,
Oh,
not
my
a full
God.
wing.
I think it's Weng Weng's dad or like older brother.
And he's like, it's a pleasure to meet you, Wang Wang. And then they get in a big fight, and Wang Wang wins by shooting him to death.
Wang, wang, wang.
He kills this dude. Then it's like, okay, I guess the movie's over. He just starts shooting guys. Yeah. It's basically like the first level of Contra. Is that there's all these guys in...
It's like groups of 3, too, for a while. With, like, targets on their chests.
It is literally just Contra because these guys run up and they don't fire a gun. I don't even know if they have guns. They just run into a scene and fall down. Yeah. And they have big red berets and big red targets on their shirts like they're from Target, the store Target.
Well, we like Target.
Yeah, that's big in the Philippines. They were trying to...
They're trying to get the branding into the movie.
And so basically it ends with him running in. He breaks all he breaks out Irma, the doctor. He shoots a man and he falls down a water slide, which is great.
I wanted to see him go down that water slide so bad. Him meeting Weng Weng.
And he just does like one of his little Weng Weng slides down it while he's shooting a dude.
Power slide.
He does like, have you ever played the game Max Payne?
Yes.
Weng Weng does the Max Payne dive. Like through the whole movie, all he does is just kind of dive backwards
Like
and
the
fire
bullet
his
time?
gun. Yes, he just does bullet time the whole time in this movie. So the end of the movie is him on a beach, and he's there with Irma, and he goes, "Go on a helicopter." She runs out.
She's shot.
She's shot. And it's tragic. We all went, no!
Yeah.
We
Kind
were
of.
all sad. Weng Weng.
I shed a tear.
Weng Weng does his best William Shatner as he just gets on his knees and he goes, Irma!
Weng Wengs.
I shed a tear, but not from my eye.
He goes, Irma! And he runs over and he grabs her and he's holding her bloody, dead, dying body. And she goes, mission accomplished. As a banner drops down.
Yep.
And then she
And
dies.
then the Philippines national anthem starts playing.
She dies in his arms. There's like a really sad song as the doctor, and I think this is a little out of place, is the doctor runs up to the spy guy, because all these spies like helped Weng Weng shoot all these guys, right?
Yeah, why'd they all show up at the...
They just showed up at the end. And the doctor shakes hands with the main spy dude who's giving him all the gadgets, and he goes, she died so I could live.
Maybe they sent Weng Weng in there just to humiliate the gangs, just like like a midget beat you.
Yeah, it's like...
And then the coup de grace, they send in the special forces.
But he goes, she died so I could live. And I'm like, dude, really? Now? It's like, wait a little bit, you know? It's like, she's still in her she's doing her death throes.
Yeah.
Ah! Cut to Weng Weng at her funeral. Well, not even at her funeral,
No,
man.
At her grave.
At her grave.
It says G.G. Allen on the headstone.
He sheds a tear. He turns towards the camera. The end.
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful ending.
The whole movie was beautiful.
So recommendations?
Yeah.
Yeah. You recommend this movie to the Grindbin?
Of the 3 movies I've watched for the Grindbin, this was definitely the best. Which isn't saying much, but it was the best.
It is the best movie you've been on, I think, Molly. You were on for Grotesque, Roller Boogie, and this movie. And
4
Chomps.
movies. And Chomps. Yeah, 4 movies.
Chomps was so bad you forgot it. Amber, this or Chomps?
Well, I'm going to vote for a movie I've never seen.
What's that?
Scorchy.
Oh, well, Amber recommends Scorchy.
Yeah, Scorchy versus everything.
Or Dr. Minx.
No, Scorchy versus everything.
Would you recommend For Your Height Only?
No, Scorchy.
Okay. Austin?
2 Wangs Up.
I do recommend this movie. It is, just watch it with some friends. We definitely all had fun laughing, drinking a few Hams beers.
And O'Douls.
Just laughing about For Your Height Only. But sitting alone in a room watching this by yourself...
Actually a frightening experience.
Yeah, probably pretty frightening. And if somebody walked in, you'd be like, no, it's not children. There's no sex scene. Mom?
It'd take a lot of explaining.
So you guys hear that sound? Now, Austin, I don't think you maybe listened to a couple Grindbins, but you may not be familiar. Every episode we try to wonder where would this movie fit in with our first movie we covered on the Grindbin, which is 1977's The Van, starring Stuart Goetz and Danny DeVito. It's about a ginger kid who gets a van with a waterbed in the back, shag waterbed, and he goes around town trying to rape women. And we always wonder, how would him and DeVito fit into the world of this movie? Molly, how do they fit into For Your Height Only?
Well, there's no gingers in this movie.
I feel like maybe there was another boss.
I don't know.
I feel like there was a boss beyond Mr. Giant. And they like the Filipino hat story is like, that's a horror story around town. There's also a story about a certain sound, a little dun, 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 and this Sammy John song that wafts through the air. And they go, if you hear that sound, all of a sudden the women disappear. And so Weng Weng's next mission is to go find Mr. Poop Hair. And at the end, I just imagine that fight scene where they're there together. They stare him down. Bobby looks at Weng Weng and he goes, you understand? And they have their last fight.
Yeah.
Anybody else have one?
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like The Van has many sequels, and one of them is Spring Break, the Philippines.
Oh, definitely. Bobby, you can do whatever you want there. We don't need to worry about getting arrested in Fort Lauderdale this year, Bobby. Philippines, do whatever you want.
So they take their van on a boat to the Philippines.
Boat van.
They drive the van on the boat. We have established, though, that the van is a submarine, so it can actually travel through water.
And they go over there and they hang out with Irma.
Yeah, Irma's Oh, Bobby.
And they bring her back to life.
Bobby, look at that. We're right on the beach, and there's already a lady. Oh, she's dead?
Even better.
It's like the van and Weekend at Bernie's in the Philippines all at once.
Weng Wengs.
Me and DeVito carrying around Irma's corpse like a Weekend at Bernie's situation. One for the lady, please. She'll have a drink. And then there's... Austin, what do you think? I don't know if you've ever seen The Van, but why don't you just take a crack at it?
I've not seen The Van, but maybe they could do like Hostel Part 8. The van is a mobile torture device.
Oh. And Weng Weng's trying to stop
And
him.
Weng Weng's trying to stop him.
Or join them.
Or join. He turned to the dark side. Why didn't they make like a Weng Weng Star Wars?
He's got a taste for blood.
Weng Wars! God damn it. Molly, Austin, were you... do you have
that's
any
about
other-
it.
Molly, did you have any specific one?
No.
She doesn't. So you guys have anything to promote before the grind bin's over? Austin?
I play in a band called The Swells out of San Francisco, California. It is fun times and wholesomeness for the whole family.
Anybody else want to promote anything?
I promote the Grindbin.
The Grind Bin Patreon?
It's a weekly podcast. I also promote the Patreon, which I'm a part of, for $10 a month. And I get to vote on a movie that I want the Grindbin to promote.
We did
and
your
review,
Dr. Minx.
which was Dr. Minx.
And you're getting another pick soon, which
Oh.
we'll see what that
Oh.
ends up being.
Oh.
Because
Well,
all
I hope-
$10 tiers get another pick eventually.
Well,
so.
I hope to promote something more horrible than Dr. Minx.
I'd like to nominate Mafia versus Ninja.
For the Grind Bin?
Yes.
While you come back, we'll do that one.
All right.
I had this really good LaCroix. LaCroix knockoff. It's by Kroger. I already forgot the name of it, but something fizz. Check it out.
So Molly's promoting a off-brand LaCroix from Kroger or Ralph's, which I believe is just Southern California, or...
I don't know.
I think there's just Ralph's down here.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
What about Vaughn's?
Nope, it's Kroger brand.
Yeah, Kroger brand. I'm going to promote the Grind Bin Patreon. Check it out. $2 a month. You get all sorts of mini bins where we do mini episodes. You just heard our 2 episodes. One about a sitcom that changed itself midway through its first season and still got canceled. And it was Matthew Perry's origin story for Friends. So that was a fun one. And we got a lot of other stuff coming up.
Bobby, give me the Weng Weng.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I don't know. Spooky got no real rhythm.